Well, I've debated on a couple different ways that I might sort of give you video supplements to the list exercises. And I'm going to try out a way I haven't done before. I thought of doing this by putting links to individual videos into each of the answers, but I realized that's kind of a bookkeeping nightmare to keep track of all of those files and links. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk through these exercises, and yes, after I ask a question or point out to a question that's in the list exercises, what I'd like you to do is try to do this for at least 10 minutes. And if you finish the exercise in 1 minute, go ahead and look at the answer and verify it. But as you're spending your time trying to do the exercises, pause the video, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's look at the first exercise. First question, create and print a list called West_Coast, containing the names of the states on the west coast of the U.S. Note that there are 4, beginning with Alaska. Okay, so now it's your turn to pause the video, okay? And I'll see you in a few minutes. So here's West_Coast. It's got 4 strings in a list, and it's a list because it's enclosed in square brackets, and the items in the list are separated by commas, and all the things in the list are just strings. And if I print the list, I get Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California. So there's my list. Let's look at the next question. Use a for loop to print the names in your list. And the thing I want you to remember when you're doing this is that to iterate through a list, you just iterate through the list directly. You do not create numerical indexes to refer to the items in the loop in the index by position. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, and take your time to get the answer to this question. And when you think you've got the answer to the question, go ahead and start the video again. Okay. And as I said, what we do is we simply iterate directly into the list, or directly over the list. I guess that's the better idiom. So 4x in West Coast, print x. And we see Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California. So let's look at the next question. Print the second element in your list using its index. And the point that I'm emphasizing again for probably the 100th time during this semester is that Python indexes begin with 0. So go ahead, pause the video, and do your thing. And then when you've done your thing, come back and restart the video. Okay? And it says print West_Coast bracket 1. And we get Washington. And again, the point is that the second element has index 1, not index 2. That's the thing I keep emphasizing. Let's look at the next question. Compute and print the length of the string West_Coast. Well, this is really pretty easy. All you have to do is remember the name of the function that gives you the length of a string, or the length of really just about anything. So again, pause the video, do your thing, then restart the video after you've done your thing. Print len. Len is the name of the function. Parentheses, West_Coast, and it says its length is 4. So let's go on to the next question. Print the contents, length, and type of range, parentheses 4. print range 4. What it is range 0 to 4. I print the length of the range. It is 4. And if I print the type of the range, it is of class range. If we were doing this in Python 2, range of 4 would have produced a list of the integers 0 through 4. Actually, it would not have produced a list of 0 through 4. That's an error. What it would produce is a list starting with 0 and ending with 3, because 4 does not get included in the range. Okay. Next question. Create and print the list opposite underscore corner with the names Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Do not include Alabama. Then create the list corners by concatenating the two existing lists and print corners. Okay. Pause the video, do your thing, and then restart the video. So there we are. Opposite corner is Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. I print it, and then I create the list corners, which is west underscore coast plus opposite corner. That's concatenation with list, just as it is with strings. And then I can print the whole list corners, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different states. Okay. So let's go on and look at the next question. Append North Carolina to your list using the append method. Again, stop the video and do your thing, then restart the video and see if you've done it correctly. So, using the method, it's corners.append North Carolina. Print corners. And, of course, North Carolina wound up being appended to the right-hand end of the list. Okay, let me shorten that a little bit. So here we are at the next question. Insert Alabama between California and Florida. So to do this, you have to get the index of the position where California or Alabama should go. So again, stop the video, and after you've done your thing, start the video again. Corners.insert 4. So use the insert method. Position is 4. And how do you tell that? Well, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, and here's where you wanted Alabama to appear. Before, Florida was in that position, but because you're now inserting something at position 4, Alabama will be there instead of Florida. Okay, let's go on to the next question. P, Q, and R are 3 Boolean variables. On separate lines, print out every possible combination of the 3. What do I mean by this? Well, one possible combination is that P is true, Q is true, and R is true. And another combination is that P is true, Q is true, and R is false. And the last of these combinations would be all of P, Q, and R are false. Okay? And you can use a list consisting of the values true and false and iterate it over it 3 times in a nested manner. So go ahead, do your thing. This one may take you more time than normal to think about because it's kind of an odd problem, but it's very useful, as we'll see later when we look at Boolean algebra. Okay, again, stop the video and do your thing, and then restart the video. And here we are. Again, I created the list true, false, and I iterated over it with P. And then once I've picked the value of P, I pick a value of Q by iterating through, again, the same list. And then having picked a value of P and a value of Q, I pick a value of R by iterating through the same list, and then I print the values of all of P, Q, and R. And here are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possibilities for all the possible combinations of P, Q, and R. Okay, so that's the end of the list exercises 1.